All right, we are back. Another broadcast of the Ebony Star Network. I am the Black Knight. We're going to get that gangster talk on tonight. It seems that single black mothers are under heavy attack in this country. And the attack is coming from their own men. For some reason, the black men today hate their mothers, they hate children, and they hate themselves. I'm not sure how that happened, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the manosphere that's going mainstream, but not like they thought it would. It's going mainstream where there are other people making money except for the people in the manosphere. So what else is new, right? All right, then. Let's go. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Gangsta Talk. I am the Black Knight. Of course, always joining me, my trusty friend, my little sister, Miss Dame Frankie, who happens to be under the weather. Say hi, Dame.
Hello, everyone.
You ready for this night to kick off?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So get your FBI ready. We're not even gonna waste that much time, fellas, because people have been waiting for our take on this, and we were doing this yesterday, but we ran into a technical emergency that we had to deal with, which took up a lot of time. So we apologize for that, but we are back tonight, and we are ready to go. All right, Dame, do your thing.
All right. Let's cover our bases with the Fair Use Act. This channel may contain content not authorized for use by its owner. However, according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act, United States, I repeat, the fair use of copyrighted work for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research is not an infringement of copyright. All right. Okay. So we kind of left off.
All right, y'all. We're gonna be tackling Jason Whitlock first before we get into the famed Memphis 14. Okay, and we're gonna talk about the white officer who they decided not to charge. Yeah, I'm going to tell you I agree with that, and I'm gonna tell you why. But first, Jason Whitlock. I ain't throw him up on the screen.
Okay, here we go.
Fair use, fair use.
Fair use.
Behaving inappropriately, including these five Memphis police officers. This is it's an open and shut case. The camera from above captures the police doing something totally illegal. The second-degree murder charges are warranted. This is going to be a revisitation of the Walter Scott, the guy that got shot on camera by a cop in the back. He got convicted, went to prison. It's open and shut case. This is too. I don't get what people are protesting about. These are five black officers. The victim is black. The
Okay,
police chief
stop
is
it.
black. The police have been fired and charged, and they will be.
They're protesting because they don't want any more police brutality by any race or color, especially the black ones, because the black ones seem to be worse than the white ones. Okay? They seem to be worse. So that's why they're protesting. And I'm sick and tired of these sellouts acting like black people can't do anything in this country. And you know where they get that from? They get that from the immaturity of the black men. You see, the black man is not a force in this country. He pretty much is, for lack of a better word or lack of a better thought, he is pretty much a grown child, and he's tantalized by shiny things, and because he does not have his manhood, because the white man has taken it away from him, he tries to project his manhood in other things like rap music. Rap music is these urban fairy tales about gangsters with guns, gangsters with drugs. You know, it's sad when a young black man raps about being shot 9 times. I mean, thank God he survived, right? But what about the 9 shots? So when you look at what's going on in this country and why nobody respects us, you don't have far to look. And we're also going to get all into the passport thing and the manosphere. It was seen that Mr. Jason Whitlock has stolen the manosphere and his talking points, and he aimed to make money off of it. Basically, looking at the manosphere saying, I can do it better than you. All right, Dane, play it.
Convicted, I would assume, by a predominantly black jury in a city that's 65% black. So the system is going to work here. What the other system that's working is the corporate media's insistence on promoting racial division at the behest, in my view, of the military-industrial complex. They want us all looking at this.
You know what? I agree with him on that. Actually, I disagree with him about the military's behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe corporate is doing that. I see all kinds of weird commercials. I see all kinds of weird commercials. And the majority of the commercials I see where there is a black man and a black woman in the same commercial, the black man is usually gay. There's no representation of a powerful black man like myself, a man who stands 6'4". You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Strong men who are not cowards, black men who are fearless. We are not they're not representing us. What's being shown and what's being represented is the gay black man. That is the new black man. When you look at what's going on in the homosexual community, I still don't know what that LMOP thing is, Dame. Now, what is that?
It's the first I ever heard of that. I just think that's more alphabets added on.
Yeah, now it's an LMOP. I don't know what that is, but anyway, I'm still upset about the Eternals movie. I'm really, really upset about the Eternals movie because the only black Eternal, right, he was gay with a husband and a family. Are you kidding me? We can't even get a black man and a black woman together to represent a black family, but you want to get two black men together and have them, and they got children? Wow.
I thought he was with a white man.
No, I just said, well, I didn't see the husband, but the fact that he has a husband and they got kids, and they calling that a family. But let me say this to you, right? The black man today has done a good job in being anti-black family. See, Jason Whitlock is also anti-black family. RBR Network, he's also anti-black family. Well, he's anti-black, period. Okay? All the manosphere is anti-black family. Red pill guys, they are all anti-black family. Every last one of them movements, the conscious community, they are all anti-black family. Okay? Play it, Dan.
Oh, but did you catch the other thing? He pretty much said that if it was left up to white people, there would be no justice. Because it's black folks, black jurors, there would definitely be justice done. He's basically admitting that, hey, we can't get no justice with his white people.
Right, you're not going to get anything from them except for what they're willing to give you, and I'm pretty sure that's not going to be much or anything in your favor that's going to last for a long period of time. It's sad when we got black men like Jason Whitlock who would rather steal from black people and spew garbage rather than to use his black form to unite and his money to help build so black people can have something. Play it, Dan.
And not looking at what they're doing in Ukraine as they drag America and the world into World War
Stop.
III. This is a.
First of all, the Ukraine ain't none of my business. That's not an our business. That's white on white crime. Okay? That's white on white crime. We don't have nothing to do with that. I don't understand why black people are speaking out about the Ukraine. Why are you speaking out about Ukraine? Why? Because Vitaly Klitschko said he's George Floyd? Is that why? Vitaly Klitschko from the Klitschko brothers, they're from the Ukraine. When George Floyd was killed like an animal in the street, well, actually, he was treated worse than an animal. Okay? So when he was murdered like some kind of thing in the street, Vitaly Klitschko joined that thing that they was doing saying, I am George Floyd. Dan, you remember that? I am George Floyd? Come here for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Remember you had people from all around the world showing my day was George Floyd?
Uh-huh.
Vitaly Klitschko jumped into that. Is that why we're sticking our nose in the Ukraine business? Because when he said that he is George Floyd, that's no different than Barack Obama saying if he had a son, he would look like Trayvon Martin. You hear what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And still you got some delusional Negroes think that Obama did something for us. Even though Obama admitted that he didn't do it, he admitted himself that he didn't do shit for us. He just had some special or whatever when he had an interview.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so, but single black mothers, right? They seem to be an enemy for the black man today, because the black man today is an absolute train wreck. He's a punk. He's girly. He doesn't outwardly project any strength. He's weaker than the average female. He wears skinny jeans. And he's excited about the latest feminine apparel. Many of them are wearing pink shirts and flowered color pants and with zippers on them and man purses that are glowing in the dark. This is today's black man, and the ones who are not like that, there's something mentally wrong with them. They're crazy. Or they're murderers. And so we blame this on single black mothers. No, not so fast. We can't get to the single black mothers before we go through the fathers of these children. Where are the fathers? You know, one of these Negroes from the Manosphere had the nerve to say, you can't blame who's not there. You can't blame the father because he's not there. Why can't we? I mean, isn't that the whole point? He's not there. So what do you mean we can't blame him? You know what? Some other weird things are going to be said tonight. And Jason Whitlock is going to say them, and he's going to prove my point about what today's black man is. People have jumped on my panel. People have opposed me, asking me or telling me not all black men are like that. No one's saying all black men are like that. And you know what? And that means nothing either. That doesn't have anything behind it anymore. That doesn't stop anything anymore because the black men who are not like that aren't doing anything to the ones who are like that. We're not trying to stop them. We're not trying to fix things. You have men who don't have any heart, and they're so afraid of the white man that they'd rather kill each other than to piss that white man off. If black man, today's black man, say something out of the way of a white man, that same black man will go home and try to beat the hell out of his wife to show the white man that he's a good Negro. So for an apology, he offers the white man a battered wife, a battered black woman. See, sir, I just beat her real good. That's how afraid they are of this white man. Now, I don't share into that because where I was raised, we wasn't afraid of black folks. But before I get more into it, let's do a sound check. Am I coming through, Dame?
You're coming through.
All
But
right, all right.
you know what? But I personally think uh, Jason Whitlock is listening to his uh, his white supremacist overseer and trying to use the war in Ukraine to distract from the racism and all that other stuff that's going on our end. Are they trying to use the pay for the war as a music, not to do pay for reparation?
Yeah, I gathered as much. I don't know what black people are getting involved for. I don't care if you do have a white handler. Anyway, put him back up, Dan. Let's finish getting after him.
Distraction, in my opinion. CNN hyped this video like they were hyping the Super Bowl.
Stop.
And
I'm frozen. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, yes, they did play it all over the place, spread it all over the place. But that's what they do always to black folks. That's how you could tell nowadays what is black folks and what is white folks. It used to be we'd be able to tell from the crime. No, you tell by whose pictures is splattered all over the news. Black folks involved, their picture, their information, all that is splattered across the screen. But if it's white folks, it's keep hidden, quiet, no mention, not a peep mention about it. So yeah, that ain't nothing new. That's just to prove that it's just black folks. Notice how they kept the white cop quiet for the longest, and there's a whole bunch of cops who are arrested whose name we do, or lost the cops whose name we do not know, and the mysterious girlfriend, ex-wife, baby mama thingy. But anyway,
All right,
let's
I'm
go
back.
back to Jason Whitlock.
Okay, I'm back. Shout out to the chat. Hey, Mello, what's going on? The Clue Channel, whatever. All right, play it.
there's really only 60 seconds of relevant content. You show the police misconduct from overhead as they brutalize this man.
Stop.
Make it clear.
You know what, man? Why is it that the black people don't want slavery to end? All this bucking up to the master, all of this bootlicking, all of this showing the white man that you can, you can sabotage your culture, your people. You can compromise yourself even give up your sexuality just to be a pet. Do you know how some of these people think about you? How some of these whites think about you? They don't think that you're any better than an animal. I mean, all of this. I mean, it's like they don't want slavery to end. You got black people running around here who are comfortable with being a slave and want to continue to be a slave. And he's pissed off at us who want to be free, who want to be an equal, pissed off at us. They turn around and fight us. I was watching Jesse Lee Peterson get kicked off a black show the other day. I mean, how stupid. Why are you coming to a black platform talking about some happy White History Month? You some kind of nut?
Yeah, because white history is 24/7.
Okay, but we have an answer for that, right, Dame? We're just trying to figure out the month, okay? And y'all can help us, all right? Let us know what's the best month for black women. What month that black women like? Okay? April, May, June. We can't do it in July because that's, according to this idiot, that's White History Month. But we want to give single black mothers their own month. But we're trying to figure out or decide on what month we're going to make that. All right? So, all right, so getting back to this fool here. And we're going to get into that black single mother thing too. Or how these black men are out of control in cities that are ran by black women. We're gonna get to all of that, all right? But again, before I move on, we have to recognize that there are black people who don't want slavery to end. Even though it's supposed to have ended, right? They seem to be homesick. I want to go back to the master's house. I was fine with licking boots, hell, and black shoe polish ain't too bad once you get used to it. Okay? And once you get used to it, all it does is just make the tongue black. All right, then play it.
It's an open and shut case, and the guys are going to be convicted, and we move on. They treated this like a Super Bowl, enraging people, promoting the violence, and this is the most important story in the history of the planet. It's not. What's going on in Ukraine and our military involvement in Ukraine, that's the most important story going on in the world, but they don't want you focused on that.
That is such a good point. And you've been in the news business all your life, 35 years or something.
Stop.
I felt guilty putting.
I mean, he couldn't possibly be around black people talking like that. I mean, I would never tolerate that coming out of the mouth of a black man that's around me. These people have found a haven in social media to where they can be as rogue as they want. They can be as cowardly as they want. Happy White History Month. Unbelievable. Play it, Dan. Mm-hmm. And we got that clip too. I'm getting kicked off the show. We're gonna play that too. We got that, right, Dane? That's in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, yeah. I play it.
That video on the screen, not because I was on anyone's side. I felt obviously bad about it. It was horrible. But because you don't want to put ugly things on TV and inflame passions. You want people to be reasonable and think things through and reach wise decisions. Why would news organizations? I mean, they really want to make people enraged. Clearly,
they don't want us focused on reality. Hey, if they want us to devote an hour of coverage to this and weekend coverage of this, and they want to take us to a good place, I would examine the racial element of this, because there is a racial element. And this is a story about young black men and their inability to treat each other.
You got a gang of black men beating the hell out of a black man, and those black men have badges. What do you mean? Well, there's a racial element to this. Duh.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck are you talking? And you know what? These slaves, like Jason Whitlock, for some reason they think the rest of us are stupid.
All right, give me some money.
I'm not sure why. I want.
Yeah, and notice how he says, "I'm ashamed to play that, put that on," while he's playing that and put that on. He's showing the footage of what's happening while he said, "I'm ashamed to put it on." And well, then tell him to stop playing it. Say, hold up, stop. Take that off the screen. Yeah.
Sorry about that, y'all. I'm in a house full of people getting ready for the Super Bowl this weekend. All right, go ahead, Dan.
Yeah. So he claims to be ashamed of showing the footage of the attack, of the beating, but yet he's playing it while they speak. He can't see it playing in the background.
Yeah, I'm just really tired of the so-called intelligent slave. I mean, what the fuck is that? A slave with an education. Well, clearly you're not truly. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
Yeah. Well, these guys, they think because they're getting paid for their enslavement that they're not being enslaved. When you can't speak for when you don't speak for your people because you can risk your money, your job, and stuff like that. You see injustice going on to you people, but you don't speak on it because hey, you're not getting paid to speak on it.
Yeah, but let me.
You're just a paid slave, but you're still a slave. Well,
Yeah,
like
you're an educated slave. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Educated slave thinks the rest of us are stupid. You know.
Oh no, that's just typical of every slave master. They have their slaves train in the trade that they want them to do, and use them to make money. Use them to fix things, make things, do things. That ain't unusual.
All right, then put them back up. Let's get into the single mother thing.
In a humane way. Everybody involved in this on the street level was either 24 to 32 years old. Everybody. It was a group of young black men, 5-on-1. Looked like gang violence to me. It looked like what young black men do when they're supervised by a single black woman. And that's what they got going on in the Memphis Police Department. They've elected some.
Why'd you take them off the screen? Anyway.
Because they're showing that boy getting beat in the background.
Okay, so he just said that these black men look like black men who have single black mothers. He said that they look like men doing the things that they do if they have a single black mother. Interesting, right? So basically what you're saying is single black mothers just raise violent black men. And that old talking point, right? That we got kids out of wedlock at 70%, which don't mean shit. Do we have to bring up psychos and mass murders in this country, that pretty much every last one of them, the perpetrator came from a two-parent home. Then do we have to do that, or should we just let it out like that and just leave it alone?
Oh my goodness. It sounds like you might have to.
Yeah, do we really have to go there? Do we really have to pull out mass shooters who come from a two-parent home? Dylan Claybo came from a two-family home. The white boy that shot up the pancake house and who was thwarted by that one brother, he came from a two-parent home. I mean, some of these dudes are in their two-parent home building bombs. Building bombs. Why won't you talk about that? I'll tell you why. Because you are a slave. And the slave don't want to rebel against his master. Ain't that right, Mr. Jason Whitlock? We have serial killers that came from a two-family home. How come you're not talking about the violent white men who come from a two-family home? And even though they aren't, unwed to 70%, but their children are psychopaths. John Wayne Gacy was psychotic. So was Ted Bundy. David Berkowitz was a nut. How many of y'all remember the Son of Sam killer? I lived through that. That happened in New York, in New Jersey. I remember the police saying to stay in the house at night when David Berkowitz was on the loose. Jeffrey Dahmer, didn't he come from a two-family home, Dame?
I don't know.
I pretty much believe he came from a two-family home.
Mm-hmm.
I believe David Berkowitz also came from a two-family home.
Not to mention a lot of them cops that been killing black folks left and right.
Right. A lot of these white race soldiers, cops, who are killing Negroes like hotcakes. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. I got that from Dave Chappelle. Yeah, not to mention the whites who are killing Negroes like hotcakes. Come from a two-parent home. The dude that murdered Fernando Castillo came from a two-family home. The Asian dude that killed a black man and raped a black woman, he came from a two-family home. The cop that shot Walter Scott in the back came from a two-family home. So what are you saying about single black mothers? What are you saying? Are you saying that the black fathers, they get a pass? Let's hear a little bit more. Stop. No, Deacon Dave. You can pull up the receipts on John Wayne Gacy, all these serial killers. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm right. I believe almost all of them came from, if not all of them, came from a two-parent home. Like I said, I lived through the one serial killer, David Berkowitz. I remember him, the Son of Sam killer, who said the dog made him do it. I remember them putting everybody on high alert because he was still roaming loose, killing people. All right, Dan, play it. Come on, Dan.
Hold on
Something
just a
has.
second. Sorry about that. Uh,
Yeah. So here we are again with the excuses for being inept. Play it.
Or put some black woman in charge of the police force, and we're getting the same kind of chaos and disunity and violence that we see in a lot of these
Okay, stop.
single mothers.
First of all, the Scorpion unit was around a long time before they put that black woman in charge. It was already there before they put her in charge. And according to some people, they had been doing that since their inception. So now what you're saying is when a woman is put in a leadership role, the men start to misbehave. When a woman is put in a leadership role, the men that she's leading start killing other men. They start acting like a gang. That's what it sounds like he's saying, Dan.
yes, it sounds like in the time she been there, that the habits of beating, pulling men and it's assaulting them and stuff like that. I
Mm-hmm.
have a footage of resident that's saying that this been going on for decades. They never even
Yeah.
knew there was a Scorpion unit, or it's just that it's been going on forever. So it was nothing new. It wasn't all of a sudden happening in the 20 months that she started there. It been
Right.
going on.
And she acted on it, right? She got rid of all of them.
Uh huh.
That was her doing all of the firing, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I can give you an argument that she did a better job than her counterpart. She did a better job than the man. When men were in charge, right? The Scorpion unit was running wild for what, decades? Decades. Running wild, beating the hell out of people for decades when men were in charge. So when they put the woman in charge, once she caught wind of it, what happened? She 86'd every last one of them and shut down the unit. I mean, we have a strong argument here, fellas, that her leadership is better than male leadership. Because the male leadership that was there before she came there didn't do a damn thing about the Scorpion unit. Not one damn thing. She comes in, 5 minutes later, motherfuckers is getting fired, kicked off the force, and the way they're supposed to, not get put on paid leave. Kicked off the force and have criminal charges. That's the way it's supposed to go now. So if you got black women leading like that, we need to put black women in other areas of leadership. Here we got a small sample size of a black woman's leadership. It is tight. And all of the times you had male leadership there, right? You had the Scorpion, I was about to say the Scorpion King. You had the Scorpion unit going crazy, beating the hell out of people for nothing. for nothing. And if you don't believe so, just look at their behavior. What's the guy named Tyree? Whatever. Okay. And he didn't like black women. I mean, God rest his soul, but he didn't like black women. We're going to get to a tweet, okay, that he tweeted before he died. Okay, so Dame, hit it, play it.
If we want to discuss the breakdown of family that leads to disrespect for authority, that causes you to resist the police and run from the police and not comply with the police because you resist authority at all time, because there was no male authority in your home, let's have that discussion. But that's not where they want to take us. They want to take us down the path.
Let's have a discussion, Jason. I don't have a problem with that discussion. Let's have it. And my first question to you would be, why aren't there black men in the homes? Why aren't there black fathers in the home? What are they out here doing, pump and dump videos? What are they doing out here, humping fire hydrants? Where are the black fathers? And don't give me that mess about what a black woman won't let me raise my kid. I'm sure you know what that sounds like, right? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Why are the black men absent from the child's life? Now, you can sit up here and say you got to pay child support. Or you can sit up here and say that you and the child's mama are no longer together. Fine. But what does that got to do with you taking care of your child? See, here's the deal. Many of you who broke up with your baby mama want to take care of your child on your own terms, such as she got to be with you and lay with you in order for you to take care of your child. She can't separate herself from you because you have failed her as you've been failing everybody. She can't do that. I want to have a discussion. Mr. Jason Whitlock, you're not looking in the right direction. There are plenty of people over here that don't mind that discussion. I know I don't mind that discussion. I know these fools over here don't want to have that discussion with me. I'm all for it. Play it, man.
Of saying, you know what? This is Tucker Carlson's fault. This is some random white. This is Donald Trump's fault. It's not. It's the breakdown of family.
Tucker Carlson's fault. So again, this slave is attempting to take all of the blame from his master. I mean, how much ass kissing could you do? Could it be any more obvious that you're kissing Tucker Carlson's ass? Could that be any more obvious, Dame?
Oh yeah, it's definitely obvious. He ain't even.
Oh, I'm frozen again. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, yeah, he's definitely kissing Tucker Carlson behind. Even Tucker Carlson was surprised to have his nose slip up his butt crack. Yeah, he's gonna be brown nosed for other reasons. Yeah, and him and you heard him try to blame the victim, saying that if he would just obey. Well, hey, he followed all the artists, and they still was beating up on him. He couldn't take it, so he ran. They pepper sprayed him. They was giving them conflicting orders. They were holding them. They were preventing him from following orders, and which proves that he didn't look at the video at all. Anybody who watched that video, listened to all the things they were saying. He was following orders. He was trying to. Half the time they were preventing him from doing it. Turn on his stomach. Well, how are you going to turn on his stomach? You got his hands, his arms.
So he's saying that single black mothers produce these kinds of violent black men. All right, well then who's producing the effeminate ones? She doing that too? Who was producing the ones that hate themselves? Play it then. Come on, Dan.
And the buying in to all these left-wing things that have nothing to do with promoting family.
You've been on the show so many times, and every single time you say something I never would have thought of, including what you just said, and I appreciate it. Jason Whitlock.
Wow. They're kissing each other's ass. Are you kidding me? So this fool is saying that these are the type of black men that will behave this way when they come out of a home that's headed up by a single black mother who, mind you, was made a single black mother by I wouldn't say single, by a black man. Because that's how single black mothers get created. They are made by black men. So soon we be having a conversation with black men about, hey, listen, you need to stop making all these single baby mamas because you're not taking care of these kids. He also said that they come from cities that's ran by black women. What cities are those? And then, in order for you to say, okay, in order for you to have a point about what you're saying, you're going to have to show me that it was better with male leadership. And I believe that's something you just can't do. You can't show me that the Scorpion unit had better behavior before a black woman was put in charge. And you can't show me that in these cities, the black men were doing better under male leadership rather than female leadership, black female leadership. This attack on black women is getting old, fellas. Yeah, you guys don't have any new material? It's getting old. We know it isn't true. We know that you guys are cowardly and you don't want to take care of your children. How many times we got to go down that road and beat that horse? And you got the nerve to say that we don't want to have that discussion? Where are you looking? I'm willing to bet you don't want to have a discussion. Now, this is Jason Whitlock attempting to take something he stole from the black manosphere, who is filled with a bunch of dweebs and idiots and gays. He has a little bit of a platform that's in the mainstream media. And so he's willing to take it on the road because he believes he can get some money over it. I'm basically trying to do what Roland Martin did when Roland Martin was released from one of these big news stations.
Try to get the kid's butt his way into another news station. Ugh.
And we're not talking about creating that unit. We're talking about the behavior of the black men before she got there. They said the black men were terrible. The black cops were terrible for decades. So they didn't all of a sudden do something different when she became leader. And you said she created it? Okay. Well, she also got rid of it. Okay? She created it and she got rid of it. When it went foul of the law, she got rid of it. And that's what she was supposed to do. And she was quick about it. Saved us the long agony of talking about some what if. Now, my question to you back then, when are you going to actually do something worthwhile or when are we going to see some physical action? I'm sick and tired of all of these so-called intellectuals. You guys are on social media bragging to one another about how smart you are and how intelligent you are. That's your new thing. Because you don't want to be held responsible for doing anything in real life, right? So basically, you've created a fairy tale world on social media to where all y'all do is call each other names and threaten to come by. I'm taking a plane over there to you. Yeah, I'll be in the airport waiting for you. This is the community that y'all created on social media. A bunch of blowhards who swear that they're intelligent, but the intelligence doesn't translate to black people. I mean, this is heavy. And according to the black man, he's not mature enough to accept a responsibility like the one he's supposed to have when it pertains to his people. The black man's supposed to be the leader, the provider, and the protector. But you're not doing that, right? Not doing that. So if you're not doing that, then how can you stand up and be respected? How can you sit up here and say it's somebody else's fault? But you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So I got news for you, right? Everything begins and ends with you. So when you go and fall down, nothing gets produced. And if something is forced into production, it causes more problems than it's worth. Damn, I'm frozen again. Damn, I'll be right back. I keep freezing.
Okay. All right. I see the commissioner lady should be sacked. Commissioner? Oh, you mean the chief? The commissioner should not have been appointed. She was sacked in Atlanta, same position. Uh, okay, just make sure you get the position right. She's the chief. Mm. But yeah, still trying to blame this on black women and single black mothers. Okay, she wasn't the only police chief that did these type of units and stuff like that. Y'all making like she's the only one, and all of them have some
Okay.
problem. In fact, that's why they're investigating them because too many of them are causing problems.
Why should the commissioner lady be sacked?
He means the police chief.
Well, Black Republicans, if you messed up on one job, should you be denied employment elsewhere? If you made mistakes on your first job and you got fired, should you be denied the opportunity to find more work? Jason made us look bad. He damn sure did. Well, y'all looking bad way before he came around. But he really messed y'all up. You know.
Yeah, he's
All right,
trying to
so
get paid off of Manosphere talking points.
Maybe she was a novice in Atlanta and didn't know how to do it. There's a lot of times people get put on the job and they got to learn. They got to learn the job. Some people ain't good at that.
Not to mention, as I said, she wasn't the only one that did these units.
Right. And why should she be sacked because she's a woman? You guys show your misogyny all the time, man. Don't you know that the creator hates misogyny? If you don't want a black woman leading, then maybe you should do what you're supposed to do. Maybe you should stand up and be the leader that you're supposed to be. Somebody has to lead. Now, if you don't want the black woman leading, the solution is to lead your people yourself. That is what you're supposed to be doing to begin with. So why aren't you doing it? What's the excuse for black men not leading their people? What is that excuse? Where is that excuse? What kind of excuse is that? They engage the chat. What's going on in the chat? Okay. Am I stuck again? Am I frozen again?
No, that was me. I was still on mute. No, he said, yes, if I'm in the police department, yes. I guess assuming yes, he should lead. But since he's not, it's irrelevant. And he's saying hi to Dolomite and Deacon Dave.
So she was sacked. Okay. She messed up the first time. And maybe she learned a thing or two. Okay. And so she came to this place. She got the job. And then again, you don't know why she was sacked. You know, she probably got sacked for something else. Something that probably had nothing to do with her being commissioner, which probably led her to her get the second job.
She did not get sacked over her Red Dog Squad. They didn't sack her for that.
No, she didn't. And then when you look at the part that she got kicked out in Atlanta, you got to see why, though. Now, if you're telling me in Atlanta, she turned a blind eye to somebody getting beat to death or getting killed or raped or raped, then I'll say, yeah, I'll be questioning that too. But where's your evidence that she was sacked for the same thing? No, you don't get to that level of law enforcement by being incompetent, Mr. Black Republican. You guys have to stop thinking like children. You have to grow up and be mature. That was an immature statement. It shows your lack of understanding, and you are ignorant, Black Republican. She is incompetent under the circumstances that we are faced with. That's a very immature comment to make. And again, it shows blatant ignorance. You don't get to that level of law enforcement by being incompetent. Okay? Incompetent people don't hold jobs at that level.
We do know the media is biased.
The evidence in the media, the evidence in the media proves what?
Like you, she has no shame.
Again, you are an ignorant child. Okay, let's move on. What else we got, Dan?
Sorry. Jesse Lee Peterson.
Oh, yeah, he got kicked off with it. Let's throw that up.
Oh, yeah. The super cool.
And listen, y'all, we're looking for a month to do Black Single Mothers Month. Okay? I don't want it to be a winter month. I want it to be a spring or a summer month where we're going to celebrate Black mothers the whole month. Yeah, Dan, show it.
In the bullpen today, I have a conservative radio talk personality, TV host, extreme conservative, and he's proud of it. Pastor Jesse Lee Peterson, founder and president of Bond, B-O-N-D, and host of JLP Show and The Fallen State. Pastor.
You see why church is no longer any good, y'all? When guys like this declare themselves pastors, okay? This fool has no business being a pastor. No business. You get guys like T.D. Jakes who have gotten, ridiculously rich off of lying to so-called Christian Black people. Now, these Creflo Dollar not trying to hide the fact that he's about money. And being a preacher is nothing but a gig for him. T.D. Jakes, again, wealthy, houses, but hasn't done anything in the Black community. Don't even visit Black community. When's the last time you heard T.D. Jakes doing something for Black folks? When's the last time you heard T.D. Jakes in some Black community helping the sick or the homeless? When's the last time you heard the A-Dame?
Yes.
When's the last time you heard T.D. Jakes in the Black neighborhood doing something?
I hadn't heard anything.
Haven't heard nothing. Nothing. But he's wealthy off the Black people. He don't help. You see, we have to get out of this spook idea of what life is supposed to be about. Okay, we're not supposed to be some spooky boos with our heads buried in the sand. We are vibrant, lively people. We have a lot of inner strength. And we have ability, more ability than you even know. But you live your life in all this spooky stuff. Some man coming out of the clouds. The blood is going to run thick up to the hooves. I mean, up to your knees. Crazy things. You know, when are we going to stop all that, man? When are we going to stop being satisfied with symbolism?
Oh.
You got black men who are threatening to be even more violent.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, crazy meets crazier,
Mm-hmm.
if that's a word. Okay. If she was, why don't you? A dating site. They can find single fathers or
Okay.
help them get black. Well, actually, Republican, I do something similar to that. We haven't done it in a while, right, Dame? Showing black women where the eligible batches that they should be trying to
Yeah.
talk to. Like we did the diesel mechanics who make 90,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
We
And
haven't done it in a
besides,
while.
and besides, the
But
police chief is already married, so she don't need to look
uh,
for no husband.
now get into this. What's the guy's name again? The one that got murdered by the Memphis 14?
Oh, Tyree Nichols.
Dominic Nichols. Okay, Dame, pull up the Twitter account. You got that?
The what?
You got his Twitter account?
No. I could just
It should be in the chat to where he wrote
okay.
that he was going to get a pedo to grape a black woman.
Okay. All right.
Okay, see if you can find it. It shouldn't be hard to find. Now, talking about Mr. Tyree Nichols, did y'all know that he didn't like black women? He was a black woman hater. See, I told you guys a while back, nobody paid me any attention, right? Because I'm into metaphysics. I told you the universe is tired of the mistreatment of black women. And the universe will protect her. You know why the universe will protect her? Because the universe is feminine. The universe is feminine. There is no male energy in space, only feminine energy. And that energy is going to protect one of its own. All of a sudden, these black woman haters are starting to drop like flies. So before this man was, you know, murdered, he was tweeting how much he hated black women. And I believe he was murdered over a Becky. I think that's what's coming out now, that he was murdered over a white woman. This was a planned hit. And one of the officers was with damn.
Mm-hmm.
One of the
Yes.
officers was in love with the white woman or whatever.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. One, they don't say anything. They just said that they suspect. It's suspected. It's a rumor. Nobody has shown a picture, mentioned the name of this woman. I'm assuming because the name is very hidden, any other black person been plastered all over the place. Not to mention Tyree Nichols does not like black women, not to date them. Um, and so if it's true about he was attacked because of a woman he was dating that was an ex, a wife, a woman, a baby, his baby mama, I'm assuming she has to be white also, since he
Wow.
like white.
I hope that's not true because I'm gonna have a field day with that.
Uh,
If that turns out to be true, y'all think y'all don't like me now. You really ain't gonna like what I got to say about that. So I'm gonna have a field day on that one. Are you kidding me? Black men who hate black women chasing white women, and one black man kills another black woman. I'm sorry, one black man kills another black man over a white woman. I would have a field day with that.
okay,
Black
there it
Republican, you
is.
think you hate me now? You really are. I would have a field. Matter of fact, I'll do 2 shows on that, maybe 3. Are you kidding me? All you black woman haters saying that she's the least desired, and you going after these white women, which other Negroes are killing you over? Wow, man, that would be. Y'all better hope that's not the case. Because if that is, I'm gonna run away with that one. I'm gonna run away with that one.
Okay,
Yeah. Is
all
this his
right.
tweet?
Yeah, that's the tweets. I had to enlarge it so it could see it. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. So black Republicans is going on. So we can leave the black women go abroad. Then Demetri said, if that's the case, then my former lesbian friend should be dead because I had to check her a couple of times for speaking crazy about black women. Yeah, and black Republicans trying to say you can see how crazy the Black Knight is. Demetri said, I don't think he's crazy. Okay, but Demetri said, I do know that if that was the case, then most of the world would be dead because most of the world is anti-black. Even some say, even same subject of black countries.
And what would I be crazy about? Because I said the universe will protect the black woman. That's true. And that is scientifically true. Go to the scientist that you know of and ask him or her what kind of energy makes up the universe. And they will tell you it is feminine energy. And all of the planets that we live on, this one, including the other ones, they're all females, especially this one. This Earth is a female.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Get to the part where he said that he's gonna get a pedo.
Okay. All right. So as you can see, here's his tweet, and uh he's telling somebody, don't call me stupid. I will have a pedophile rape you. On the last
Don't
one,
say rape.
oh, grape you. Hmm.
So he's telling a black woman that he will have a pedo rape allegedly, assuming this is his count. So we're going to say allegedly because we don't know if this is his account or not. But he says right in there that he wants to send a pedo to rape a black woman. You can get it off the screen. And you know what? And that's pretty much what it is. Okay, we look at the manosphere. You look at the red pill. You look at the Moors. This is just black men who aren't mature. This is why y'all group together like kids. This is why you want to belong to a group. This is why you look to Kevin Samuels for leadership. You guys aren't mature enough to stand on your own as men. That's black men's biggest problem, immaturity. It is dangerous at this level. Immaturity is dangerous at this level in life. When you're a child, it's cute. But when you're a grown man, oh no, it's not cute. It's problematic. Yeah, so and what's with the pedo stuff? Well, you guys think you live in Greece or something? I mean, I don't get it. Many of you now are willing pedos, having open discussions on social media about wanting the age that you can have sex with a girl to be lower. Got a lot of pedos in the manosphere. You got a lot of pedos who are red pill. Conscious community. I mean, the conscious community got pedos, gays. What do you think Shaka Almost is? Walking around dressed in drag, trying to pass it off as he Egyptian. And that's the way the Egyptians dressed back then. Back then. This is now. We don't dress like that now. And you don't live back then. Had you lived, you wouldn't be here now. Using the apparel of the Egyptians from 1 billion years ago as an excuse to dress in full drag. Makeup and everything. The F is going on with you black men today, man. I'm an old dog. I'm an old school dog. I come out of the 70s, the 60s and the 70s. We weren't like that. As a matter of fact, we despised that kind of behavior. If you was like that, you had better keep your mouth shut. We didn't play those games back then. You guys don't have any pride. You don't have no dog in you. You don't have nothing, man. You don't have the building blocks of a man. And this is why y'all go to people like Kevin Samuels. Because you can't stand on your own and you're desperately looking for a father figure. And let me tell you something, the rest of the world is watching too. Now you guys are mainstream, right? This is what you wanted. But be careful what you wish for because it started to turn into a hot seat. Am I right, Dane?
Mm-hmm.
It's turning into a hot seat.
Yeah.
People aren't accepting you. People aren't saying, well, you guys have a right to, you know, go your own way and, you know, poke each other in the bunker. But anyway, I'm sorry, poke each other in the dunker. But yeah, so you have a right to do all this stuff. No, they're not saying stuff like that. They coming down on y'all. They threatening y'all. Didn't one of them get killed already, Dame?
Oh, let me see. There's
One of the
that guy.
passport broken. Huh?
Yeah. Uh, let me see. Let me see. Yeah, there was. The guy in Chile. He
Yeah.
got killed. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mika. Obsidian, that clown, that idiot. What do you want to follow him for? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Follow his leadership into oncoming traffic?
And y'all got a white woman leading the Black Manosphere. That's interesting.
Yeah.
At least Obsidian is a black man. Ah,
Nah, I wouldn't count. I would let's reserve our
judgment on that.
yeah. I wouldn't necessarily call him a black man. I don't know what I would call him, but it wouldn't be a black man. Black man wouldn't be the first thing that came to my mind.
Oh, a dominant black female.
You mean
An
a
alpha,
alpha
alpha
feminine male?
female male.
You guys, black Republican, are following alpha feminine males. Now, what does the term alpha feminine means? Well, it comes down to the male. Well, we'll tell you. We created the term here, and we also created a definition. An alpha feminine male, black male, is a man who believes and thinks he is a dominant woman. That's what an alpha feminine male is. A male who believes and thinks that he is a dominant woman. Queen of the manosphere. Boy.
I thought the Manospheres weren't having any queens.
Well, eventually they come crawling back to the woman because the woman is supreme. Okay? This is where you come from.
Well, maybe there's some hope for them. You did say men don't like hanging around other men like that. There have to be a
See,
female somewhere in there.
exactly. Man, you see, you guys are weird, man. Y'all want to hang around each other all the time, being each other's face. What do you want to do that for? You guys are gay? You should never be in groups like that unless y'all going to play football or basketball or something. Other than that, you should be with your woman. Okay? That's where you should be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he probably isn't. He, you know, very ignorant person. And actually, that's not an insult. Ignorance just means you don't know. In a nutshell, it just means you have lack of information. You're lacking, you just don't know. That's pretty much all it is. We're all ignorant to a certain degree. There are plenty of things out there that we all are ignorant about. But blaming single black mothers is ridiculous. Without the single black mothers, where would black people be? You should be, if you watch sports, you should be thanking single baby mamas because they raised 90% of them super athletes. LeBron James was gonna have a single mother home, right, Dame?
Right.
Uh-huh. Okay, so these single baby mama houses, they are producing some of the finest athletes in the world. Okay, Shaq came out of a household where his mother was a single mother until she met his stepfather, Phil. And Shaq said that was the only father he ever had was Phil.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll give y'all credit on that one. Shaq came out of a black family home.
But then so did Tyree and Nichols, uh, stepfather. We don't hear
Yeah.
nothing about Tyree's father. We hear about his stepfather, so we know.
So they came out of these homes, and we will acknowledge that. But the majority of the super athletes, guys like guys who come from another planet, like Bo Jackson, Michael Vick. As bad as Michael Vick was when he hit the NFL, his brother Marcus is better than him. The problem with his brother Marcus, his mind was messed up. You see, y'all got to take your heads out of the street. You have to stop wanting to be like something that you're not. And let's get into it, right? If you are not a gangster, a street gangster, then why are you inspiring to be a street gangster? That's not your thing. See, the problem with you guys, you live in a fairy tale world. You think that the black woman is going to coddle you and tuck you in at night and give you a big baby bottle and sing lullabies to you and clean up your mess and cook for you. If you not, let me ask you a serious question, men on men. You living with a woman. Let's take Monday. You get your, you get up. She goes to work. You don't have a job, so you spend the day smoking weed, eating and taking a shit, but do nothing in the house. Don't clean. Don't do nothing. And she comes back and she sees you haven't done shit all day but smoke weed, and she gets upset. Does she have a right to be upset? Absolutely. You know why? Because you're a bum. And it's obvious that you guys don't know what being the man is because you're asking for respect. Respect for what? If y'all can come up here, if one of y'all got the nerve to come up here and tell me why I should respect the black men today,
Mm. You want me to drop the link?
yeah, drop the link. Yeah, somebody tell me why I should respect the black men. I don't have no respect for the black men today. I've never seen black men like this before.
Mm. Okay.
I've
Black
never seen
Republic
something this bad.
bait you.
It's not that they love bums, black Republican. They love black men. You have to make the choice to not be a bum. Why sit up here and disrespect her and call her a name and insinuate that she has a flaw? How about you and your fellas stop being pieces of shit? How about you not be a piece of shit? How about you and your boys not be bums? How about teaching your sons how to be real men? You guys look for other people to do things for you. I got news for you. I don't know what the fuck. You need to go to another planet. That's not happening down here on Earth. You know, you are happily getting your passport and leaving. Really? I thought you guys was doing y'all been doing that for months now, right? You know, leaving, never coming back. See, the problem with you guys, right? Many of you have never traveled before. And you don't know what it's like outside this country. You, trust me, you're going to see how pampered you are in this country. When you go to different countries like Thailand, the Philippines, Brazil, Cuba. But these are the only places that you can go and get prostitutes. So you're willing to go overseas and put your life in danger to get some cheap sex. And you think that's cool? Some of them girls got diseases too, and they don't mind passing it to you. What if you go there and catch a deadly disease like AIDS? What are you going to say to your boys? You're going to tell them, hey, right on, man. Keep doing the passport thing. I'm about to die, but I'm going to die doing what I love. Paying prostitutes. Listen, if you guys want to learn how to pick up a woman, come to my jet culture. I'll teach you. It's not what you say to a woman. It's not about your ability to pick a woman up. What you want is a woman to like you. You want to catch her attention. You want to catch her eye. You want her thinking about you. You want her to be curious about what it would be like to be with you. In order for that to happen, you have to change your behavior. Two, you have to grow up. Because you're not going to catch anybody's attention the right way when you're walking around with backpacks with PlayStations in them and you're 50 years old. When you're walking around with your pants hanging down and your shoes untied and you're 50 years old. You're walking around with an oversized t-shirts with a big number on it and some jeans that are so damn baggy you can't see your feet. And you're 50 years old. What is this thing with the pants hanging down? I mean, you guys got the nerve to try to say something about single black mothers, and you can't do something as simple as pull your pants up. Damn, am I still coming through? Because I'm frozen again.
Yeah, he's still coming through. Yeah, it makes me wonder about the pants hanging out for some guys that are are mad about the Pookies and Ray Ray. Y'all sure are copying some of the things they do. That's coming out of prison culture, and y'all gonna go
Black
around
Republican,
dancing?
that's a pipe dream. Your best bet, man, is to just grow up and be a real man. Learn what it takes to be a real man and get a woman here No matter how many people try to tell you guys what the deal is, just keep ignoring them.
Oh, so you rather go to another country and take care of the kids of the men of that country? 'Cause what you think you're doing when you go over there? The women got kids, got family. You just you just moving from uh uh being a stepfather or at least a bank from one group to the next. Where you think that money goes?
All right, y'all, we getting ready to shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
You got some things to do, but we appreciate y'all coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And God's Friday, right, Dang?
Yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow night on Ladies' Night. And we'll probably do another Gangsta Talk sometime next week. Because we still didn't get to the Memphis 14. We'll be dealing with them too. And what's going on with those fellas. We'd like to watch the court thing live, right? You know, that would be cool because they're going to go to court unless they're going to plead. You know,
No, they're already saying not guilty. I don't know how
not
they gonna. I don't know how they're trying to do that.
well, they think that they're covered by the police union, but that ain't going to work.
No, they've been
Yeah,
fired. They're not covered by the police union.
right. All right, y'all. What's up, Mika? Thanks for coming by. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. And hopefully we can enjoy Ladies' Night tomorrow night, all right? All right, peace, power, unity, everybody. Let's roll, Dan.
All right, all right.